President Vladimir Putin, who's hit out against what he calls a betrayal and treason following a dramatic challenge by the chief of the Wagner mercenary force. The rebel Russian mercenary chief, Yevgeny Prigozhin, today claimed that he has taken control of the Russian city of Rostov-on-Don as part of an attempt to oust the military leadership amid what the authorities said was an armed mutiny. He has claimed that he is threatening an armed rebellion against Russia's military leadership after accusing the Russian army of deliberately shelling his forces on Friday. Now, in connection with the incoming information in Moscow, anti-terrorist measures aimed at strengthening security are being taken. The authorities in Moscow and the surrounding area say they have declared a counter-terrorism state of emergency against the background of the armed uprising by Russian mercenary leader Yevgeny Prigozhin. The counter-terrorism state of emergency allows the Russian authorities to increase control as well as facilitate the arrest of citizens. Telephone calls can also be tapped more frequently. He has claimed, Prigozhin has gone on to claim that he has 25,000 people backing him and they're coming to sort things out. Those who want to join us, it's time to finish with the mess, is what he has gone on to say. So it is the Russian president who has reacted. He has said that he will put a stop to this. They have taken control of a key city in Russia. They've taken control of two cities. One of them majorly that is connected to the sea. What significance does this have as far as the location of that city is concerned, the timing of this attack, and what are their demands in terms of them wanting to attack the army in Russia? So those are some of the questions that are coming up.
Rostov-on-Don. Rostov-on-Don is a very major city in the southwest of Russia. It is the city where the southern flank of the Russian army is based. Now, Prigozhin is the head of the mercenary group Wagner. What exactly is Wagner? Wagner is a mercenary group which first started appearing in 2014. It's seen to be very close to Vladimir Putin in the past. In fact, Prigozhin himself has been seen to be close to Vladimir Putin. He's considered to be one of the oligarchs who has a fairly important controlling stake in in Russia itself. His mercenary forces have appeared in several parts of the world, several countries in Africa, Crimea in 2014, in Ukraine as well, and now they've appeared in the Ukrainian war front. They've been a very important factor for Russian forces, which in the initial phases of the war were really suffering at the hands of the Ukrainians. In fact, it was the Wagner forces which took over the city of Bakhmut. So that's a broad background. But what has been happening now for the last while is that there has been this huge war of words taking place between Prigozhin and the Russian leadership. He says that the Russian leadership doesn't provide his soldiers with arms, that there are incredible losses that his mercenary forces are handling, and that there is no recognition of that. Finally, the last straw for him was that apparently Russian forces attacked his mercenary forces, resulting in a large loss of life for his forces. So that's his allegation. Real video evidence of this hasn't yet emerged. But what he did do is he turned around his forces and he drove right into Rostov. And his forces have now surrounded the military headquarters in Rostov. Presumably they are in control of that. And what he has said is that he's threatening to go all the way to Moscow. Now, whether this threat can at all be achieved or not is still unclear. He has about 25,000 men with him. But what is clear is that Russia is at a heightened state of alert. Vladimir Putin has come on record saying that this attempt at armed insurrection is going to be stopped. He's urged the people not to get into a civil war. He says that he'll do anything to prevent that. However, I think the big worry for Vladimir Putin would be desertions in the Russian army. Is that something that is at all taking place? Some accounts online seem to suggest that it is. So are the forces of the Wagner group now actually going from strength to strength? Does this represent a larger challenge for the Russian presidency? At this stage, it's too early to say, other than the fact that this is clearly the biggest crisis for Putin since the Ukraine war began.